What up? It's Goldberg. Mornings right here. 99.9 The Point. How you doing? Welcome to your Monday. I love this Monday because last night was the season premiere of Game of Thrones. GOT is back in our lives, and last night was glorious. This is going to be my review of last night's episode. Maybe some spoilers involved in this video. So if you haven't watched it yet, you didn't stay up late, may not be the video you want to watch. You can come back and get my feedback at a different time. First off, it was great. So excited to have it back in my life. Not a lot of answers on last night's GOT. Season 6, Episode 1. There was a big reveal at the end of the episode. I'm going to get to that. But you still don't know what's going to happen with Jon Snow. Now, here's the thing, though. Kit Harington, still in the credits. Body's still there. He's not going anywhere. They're going to bring his ass back. And I have a theory about that as well. Here's my theory. His brother, because it's all right, there's gonna be tons of spoilers in this review. Essentially, Jon Snow's lineage, who his true parents are. I'm a true believer when it comes to the Tower of Joy theory. That if you're not familiar with the Tower of Joy theory, here's what it is essentially. Okay, Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. Is it Lyanna Stark? No, it's Ned Stark's sister. Whenever she was kidnapped and all that kind of stuff that started the whole war and everything back in the day, they had a kid, and their kid was Jon Snow, and it happened at the Tower of Joy. Rumor has it we're going to have a flashback to the Tower of Joy this season that's going to actually explain Jon Snow's lineage. Now, with Jon Snow being half Targaryen and half Stark, he has a right to the throne. He's King's blood, which Melisandre, the Red Witch, can bring him back to life. So I'm very excited about that. So, but that's not going to be for a while, I don't think. And the reason I don't think it's going to be for a while is I think that his brother, or actually in reality his cousin, is going to be able to warg into other things and other times. And I think he's going to be able to see the past and see where Jon Snow came from and who his true parents are. And I think his brother, in actuality his cousin, Bran, is going to be the one that's going to open Jon's eyes to be like, listen, Ned isn't really your dad. You're not the B word of Winterfell. No, you're actually a true blood born Targaryen and Stark. And the whole reason why he didn't want people to know about that is because if they knew that he was part Targaryen, Robert Baratheon, who was like Ned's best friend, would have killed him. And on her deathbed, Lyanna made Ned promise that he will protect Jon as if it was his own son. So that's why Ned's wife never knew that. She was like, "Oh, my husband cheated on me." Ned was too much of an honorable guy to cheat. Okay, so no. That's not the case. So I really think R plus L equals J. I think that's what it is. R plus L equals J. I don't know. I think that is going to be divulged this season, which I'm really excited about because it will confirm so many fan theories from over the years. Very excited about that. So okay, so with the Jon Snow part of it, they haven't addressed that yet. You know where his supporters are barricaded themselves into his room with his body and Ghost, his direwolf. One of his supporters went to go get the wildlings because the wildlings have an army. The wildlings owe their lives to Jon Snow. So they're going to go there and they're going to protect his body. Now, why they're doing so much, not knowing that he can come back, that he might come back to life, not knowing that he may be King's blood, I don't really understand why they're protecting his body so vigilantly. I don't understand that. I don't really know if that really makes a whole lot of sense, other than just we want to send him off in the right way. We want him to be treated with his body treated with honor. We don't want him to be just discarded. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait till that gets answered. I think Bran is going to be a big part of that. And next week, with the trailer for next week's show, we see Bran for the first time, and we haven't seen him in over a year because he missed the entire last season. Hodor and Bran were not in Game of Thrones at all last year, which was crazy. Hodor! Love Hodor. I just love Hodor. Next, Sansa Stark. Her and Reek. I love that Sansa is running. I like that Reek is able to redeem himself, because that guy was just like, over the last few seasons, his story was just so tragic. So I'm glad that Reek is getting to kind of redeem himself. Especially with Sansa, he needs to prove himself to that family once again, in his loyalty to a family that really took him in. But the other thing is I like that the female knights. I'm brain farting people's names. I like that she finally got a chance to fulfill her oath that she left to Sansa's mother, the Catelyn Stark. I really love that. That's a storyline that I was hoping would eventually get taken care of. And because she had the opportunity when she was traveling with Littlefinger, and she presented herself saying, "I am here to Brienne of Tarth. I am here. I pledge myself to you. I pledge myself to your mother and the Stark family. I will be here to save your life." And she sent her away. She sent her away at the bequest of Littlefinger, and now she saved her life again. And she's back, and she's not there, and Littlefinger's not around to tell her, because he's conniving. No. So I love that Brienne of Tarth is finally there at the side of Stark, at the side of Sansa. I love that. And I like that they're heading north, because I'm thinking by the time they get north and get to the Wall and get to Castle Black, Jon will be resurrected again. He might not know the truth, but he'll be alive. That's what I think. I think he will be resurrected by the time they get to the Wall, and I don't know how long it's going to... It may take all season for them to get to the Wall. Just throwing it out there. But I'm very excited about that. I'm wondering where Daenerys Targaryen, where that's going to go. Because I like the whole thing about Tyrion handling Meereen in her absence. I like that, because I think he's a very brilliant guy, and this is going to give him a chance to prove himself as a political leader. By the way, there's also another fan theory that Tyrion is also a Targaryen as well. That his mother had not necessarily an affair, but she was taken advantage of by the Mad King, and out popped Tyrion, and that's why his father despised him so much. Not that because he was a little person, but mostly because he reminded him so much of the Mad King, and who used to be Tyrion's father's best friend when they were younger. Don't know if you knew that. There's a theory that there's 3 dragons for 3 Targaryens. Daenerys Targaryen, Jon Snow, who's also a Targaryen, and actually Tyrion Lannister, who's also part Targaryen. The theory is that there's 3 dragons for the 3 Targaryen kids. It's a theory. It's a theory. I like the idea, because I think Tyrion would be an amazing leader, and I think at the end of the day, he's going to be the one sitting on the Iron Throne. I would love to see that, but I think Meereen might give him an opportunity to show how solid of a leader he is, that he can fix the problems of Meereen by the time Daenerys gets back, and her eyes are open, saying, this guy might be the right person to rule. Maybe not her, because as much as you love Daenerys, sometimes she kind of screws stuff up. I like that she's back with the Dothraki. I like that they're respecting her as a former Khaleesi of a cow. Sorry, I'm buttoning this. No, that doesn't look right. But with a cow, I like that. However, I guess when your husband dies, you're supposed to spend the rest of your days with his other dead wives or something. I kind of missed that part, what they were talking about, but essentially didn't seem good for Daenerys Targaryen, what was being said by the other cows' wives. I'm also wondering if she gets rescued by her male friends who are coming out there. If she gets rescued by them, do the Dothraki attack Meereen? I'm just kind of wondering about that, because that can lead to war. Or does she join armies? Is she able to convince the Dothraki to be a part of her army? It's very interesting on how that goes. At the end of the day, though, she got some dragons. 2 of them are still actually at Meereen with Tyrion. So that's another thing too. Is a lot of the trailers show Tyrion going down into the crypt and going face to face with some of the dragons. And I'm thinking that may reveal some information as well, kind of like how I said that there's a fan theory out there that Tyrion is part Targaryen. And if that's the case, then he has the ability to maybe control some of the dragons. That is very telling if that happens. Now, here's the deal, though. Game of Thrones only has 2 more, after this season, 2 more seasons left. So all these storylines, they've got to start wrapping some of this stuff up. So that's why I'm thinking we may find more of these things out sooner than later, like Jon Snow's true lineage. If Tyrion Lannister actually is a Targaryen, even though it's not a popular fan theory, but it's still it's still a theory that a lot of people talk about Tyrion being a Lannister. So don't hold me to that one. R plus L equals J is the number one fan theory that everybody has, that Jon Snow is half Stark, half Targaryen. The fan theory of Tyrion, not very well regarded. It's a small fraction of people that believe that. Also, what's the little Stark's name? The one who went blind, who's at the many-faced god. She's training for the many-faced god. I'm interested to see where that goes. She's gonna get her sight back, I think, but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to punish her, and they want to train her to be even a better fighter. Kind of like Daredevil-esque, where if you could fight without sight, imagine how good you're going to be with sight. And I think this is a training exercise for her. She thinks she's being punished, but I think this is kind of like, she is kind of being punished, but I think this is a big training thing for her. I know it's about her list, but you can't, she essentially has to abandon her list for now, I think, because she's not supposed to kill for herself. She's supposed to kill for the many-faced god. And her whole storyline is about revenge and her list and killing those people. So I'm really kind of wondering where this is going and how she's going to get around this and whatnot. So very interested in that storyline, but I need that storyline to start picking up. I need it to start picking up. That's like the one storyline that I'm like, come on, you can do better than this. Really. The Lannisters back at the capital. All that's left, Jaime Lannister and Cersei Lannister and their son, who's the king. That's all that's left. All their kids are gone. And it looks like Cersei is starting to lose her mind. Now, by the way, the zombie dude, that's the Mountain. I don't know if you knew that. Not the Hound, the brother of the Hound. It's the Mountain. We may get Clegane Bowl coming up. Now, that's another theory that a lot of people are talking about. Because whenever Brienne of Tarth killed the Mountain, you never saw her actually kill the Mountain. And in the books, their rumor is that, at least in the books, and they're also they're saying they might do it with the show this year, the Hound is still alive. And the Hound may fight the Mountain, who is the giant zombie guy. Brother versus brother. What? Clegane Bowl. Looks like some stuff is going to go down. I think, even though Cersei doesn't really like the queen, but I think Cersei is going to use the Lannister army and the king's army to essentially free the queen and go up against the church. Throwing that out there, that's what I think is going to happen. I think she's going to realize she made a mistake, and it's going to be easier to control this queen, especially if she frees her. You owe your life to me. I freed you. That's what I think Cersei might try to do, is even though she did the whole thing with the partnership of the church to try to get rid of the queen, I think she's going to try to use the church now on the other way, and she's going to try to free the queen to get the queen on her side and pretty much say, you owe me because I saved you and your brother's life with my army. You owe me. That's what I think she's going to do. The last thing, because nothing else is really revealed in last night's episode. It was really setting up the season, which I think did a phenomenal job of setting up all the storylines, even though I'm still can't wait to find out I can't wait to get up to the other brother, to Bran Stark, up at the tree, because he was gone all last season. So I can't wait till they start bringing him back. They didn't really surprise anything except for one thing. The only real reveal last night was Melisandre, the Red Witch, where they've been teasing for a while that she's a lot older, like she's like centuries old. They've teased that several times, that she's seen more than she's giving onto, that she's been around a lot longer than people may have believed. And then last night, huge reveal. Of course, she gets naked, because that's essentially what Game of Thrones is. Stab, 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 kill, 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 naked, 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 sex, sex, sex. Dragons. That's essentially Game of Thrones. But she takes off her necklace that has the medallion or the pendant or the gem that's glowing red. She takes that off. And as she's setting it down, it fades and it's not glowing anymore. And then you see her true self, which is an old, frail woman. It's like, what? There's some magic there. That was actually something I didn't expect. But I also think that revealed that, you know what? She's pretty powerful. And I'm thinking that is also their way of saying and showing, listen, she can bring people back to life. Or at least she can affect death and affect immortality and extend lives. So that was a huge reveal to the people who maybe have kind of forgotten that people have been resurrected on this show. Are the Army with No Banners, if I'm probably, they're in the cave. Remember that guy was brought back like 7 times, and Melisandre was like, I've never known anybody come back that many times. I think I'm onto something here, but a lot of people are onto this. A lot of people kind of have this theory. What did you think of the show last night? Leave a comment below. The show last night, season 6, episode 1, Game of Thrones. Oh man! So that's pretty much my review, or at least my recap of last night's show, season 6, episode 1 of Game of Thrones. I loved it. I thought it was a great way to kick off the season. The biggest thing is they set up a lot of storylines, but I think we're getting that much closer to wrapping things up. Not necessarily, I think some of the storylines are going to start, you're going to start seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. I think you're going to understand it by the end of the season who Jon Snow is. I think you're going to understand where Tyrion is going. I really think you're going to start seeing some things, and I also think you're going to start seeing some White Walker news, and I think you're going to start seeing the Army of the North coming down from the north of the wall. The winter is coming, which brings death, and I think we're finally going to start seeing steps to a final battle. We're not going to see the battle this year. I mean, we probably won't see the battle until the last season, but it's 6. I think they said, I think this is season 6, and I think they said they're only going to have 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. They've got to start wrapping some stuff up, you would think. But I'm really excited about this because I think they really set up some serious storylines that are going to have some actual results. They're actually going to answer some questions, which so long for this show has just been questions. Question after question after question. And I think this season, they set it up that they're finally going to kind of get things going and start answering some things, which is really, really cool. And what do you think? Leave some comments below. I'll definitely come back and discuss that with other people via this how I type up here near my face. Do you believe in the R plus L equals J? Do you believe that Jon Snow's parents are actually a Targaryen and a Stark? Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen. Do you actually believe that is who Jon Snow's parents really are? Do you think Tyrion is a secret Targaryen? Do you believe that theory? Do you want to see Reek redeemed? Who wants to see Ramsay Bolton just get absolutely slayed? This is a crazy little story. I guess he's one of the nicest people on set. Like, everybody feels really bad for him because he's such a hated and just a vile character, and everybody on the set absolutely loves him. I guess he's like a crazy nice kid. That's my review. That's my kind of recap of season 6, episode 1 of Game of Thrones. I'm going to try to do one of these every Monday and just get everybody caught up on what I think the show's going and where it's heading and whatnot. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm Goldberg, 99.9 The Point. Hope you enjoyed GOT. Make sure to leave a comment below so we can discuss. I want to discuss what's going down with GOT in season 6 as the show really hits its stride towards the finish line because only a few more seasons are left of Game of Thrones. So thank you so much for checking this out, and I'll talk to you later.